Hi kids, it's Bunny with another junk journal. As usual, if this tape runs out before I'm done, I will make a part 2, so you can look for that if this one ends too soon. And this journal I call Pleasant Company. I'll pull out a little. And it's sort of a friendship journal. And there's two ladies having tea on the front. The cover is made of chipboard, and it's covered with a pretty rose fabric. And there's some lace and a raw edge silk sash holds it all together. So let's look inside. Okay, inside we have journaling cards. The backs of all the journaling cards are blank, so you can write on them. It's Bathing Beauties. Here's a small envelope, and inside it is a teeny tiny vintage photograph, a real photograph. All the photographs, well, the ones that I say are vintage photographs, are genuine in this book, and all the ephemera is genuine, authentic, not reproductions. And here's a note that I include about this journal for people who aren't familiar with such an animal. Moving on, more journaling cards. And a tag, and the tags are also blank on the back, so you can write on them. And this is the first piece of vintage ephemera. It's a receipt from a safe deposit and trust company in dated 1935. And moving on, the papers, the blank papers in this are tea or coffee dyed. And this is a page from a vintage birding book. And this is some vintage sheet music. In this pocket, there are journaling cards. And this pocket, which has a teeny tiny little envelope on it, it unfolds so that you can write on the inside. It gives you a little extra journaling space, and it folds right back up, easy peasy, just like that. And you'll see little clusters and stampings throughout. This is a page from a vintage book about Audubon, the great wildlife artist. Here's a doily and a piece of handmade paper with real petals in it, and one of them just fell off. And here's a page from vintage children's book. Little stamping. More vintage music. And here I've decoupaged a napkin onto the sheet music, and on the other side is a large pocket, and inside the pocket is a large journaling card and a little miniature notebook that you can write in. And this is a vintage greeting card from 1921. And then this, which didn't fit in the pocket this time, is a vintage love letter from 1927. And it's very sweet, and you'll enjoy reading that. In this pocket are more journaling cards. And another tag. And you'll see that I have lace on the edges of some of the pages. More of the vintage children's book, and more of the handmade paper. And in this pocket there's some solo shots, which in pleasant company doesn't always mean that you're in the company of another person. You can be pleasant company to yourself. So some of these show that. First there's a little miniature envelope with some miniature journaling cards in it. And more journaling cards. And a tag. And this is a vintage check from Second National Bank, 1931 it's dated. And it's an odd kind of looking check, but that's how they made them back then. More sheet music, more out of the bird book. Some ledger paper. Here's a little fabric ruffle. In this pocket are some journaling cards and a giant tag. Lots of writing space on there. And another little bitty envelope with little bitty journaling cards in it. If I can get them out, here we go. There's one and there's the other. Okay. More sheet music. This is wallpaper. This is another piece of handmade paper, and one is very soft. It's very nice to touch. In this pocket, more journaling cards. And a vintage envelope. There's nothing in it, but it's a neat looking envelope from 1919. And here's a little pocket, and inside of it is a journaling card and another genuine vintage photograph. Small vintage photograph. Group of happy looking people. More from a children's book. More Audubon. In the center of this signature, there's a couple of pockets with some large journaling cards. Really big. And then there's a small journaling card. And here's just a little folded piece that you can write in. More children's book. There's another pocket or tuck with more journaling cards. Oops, and there's another tag. That's what it's called. Here's another pocket. I thought it was cute to just leave it overlapped like that, overhanging like that. And it's got a journaling card in it. More of the handmade paper, more of the wallpaper, vintage sheet music. Here's a vintage photograph of a group of happy looking friends. More ledger paper. In this pocket there's more to write on. Cute little daisies on the edge there. More of the bird book. Here's another one of those envelopes that unfolds with couple of journaling cards and another one of those vintage envelopes. This one's dated 1907. And this opens up, you can write in it. I won't show you again. It's like the other one I showed earlier. And more sheet music. Here's another decoupage page with a napkin decoupaged on it. And another big pocket. And in this big pocket is a big journaling card. And another little notebook complete with miniature ephemera, not vintage. And this is a vintage greeting card, also from 1921. This is some sari fabric that I've clipped in here. Very pretty fabric from India. There's more journaling cards. And another tag. More of the children's book. And in this tuck, there's some fun going on. And here's another piece of vintage ephemera. This is another receipt from a tannery, and it's dated 1920. Those old papers are so neat. And this is clipped in here. It's just another little folded thing that you can write in, and you can clip it in anywhere you like. Floats around. And here's a pocket that flips open and you can write in it. And journaling cards. More fun going on. Another giant tag. And another vintage empty envelope. I'm not sure what the date is on that. You can see it, but I can't see it right now. Here's some more wallpaper. More journaling cards. This looks like a sorority or something doing crazy antics. A tag and another piece of vintage ephemera. Another receipt from somewhere French. I have no idea what it says because it's French. Moving on, here's another little pocket, and this has a little glassine envelope. It's sealed up right now, but it has a vintage playing card in it with a lady and her Scotty dog. Very cute. In here there's more to journal on. And there's a piece of ephemera, high-class oil paintings, 1892 exhibit. A little promotional kind of card, I guess. Another little bag. And it's just got a couple of cat lover journaling cards in it. There's some more journaling cards. And here's another vintage photograph. A group that looks like they're a family or something. And another tag. And we're getting near the end. I might make it before this runs out. Oh, and this flips open to a surprise, a sorry ribbon with sparkles on it. And in this pocket, more journaling cards and a tag. And here is the back inner pocket. In it are a couple of journaling cards. I've stamped the back of one of them with my little signature. Here's another vintage photograph. And a teeny tiny envelope with teeny tiny journaling card in it. And that's it. That's the journal. And I got it all in before it cut off. So thanks for watching. Visit my shop and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.